Gotta make it manifest, bro. Ain't nobody gonna do it better than you.
Man, look at me, man. Look at me, man.
Yes, sir. Yo, got my boy right.
Let's go. I'm in the lead.
Man, look at me, man. Look at me, man.
Welcome back to the Voices of Change podcast. This is episode 3. Man, we're coming off a great Father's Day weekend. My family got me, man. They broke me down. Wife made a song for me, talking about our love story and played it for me at the church and broke me down, man. It was a great Father's Day weekend, but excited this episode bring you another guest. This has been long overdue. He been playing around for about 3 or 4 years. Been trying to get him get him on the show. But we have a 2017 state champion in the house. State champion MVP. He was 2020, 2021 All Sunbelt first team. He 23 first team All District. He recipient of the Lou Henson All American First Team Award. Lou Henson Player of the Year. Scored over 1,500 points in college. He's a second all time in threes at University of Louisiana Lafayette. He's also a 4-year pro in Germany. Welcome to the show, Cedric Russell.
What's happening? What's up, bro?
Smooth. Uh, Happy to have you on, cuz. Happy to have you in the building, man.
Man, like you say, long overdue, bro. Long overdue.
Yes. So, do you go by Cedi or Cedi P?
Either or, man. Like I say, that was just something that kind of, started out as a little, I ain't gonna say a joke, but just a little gym name, and then just kind of stuck with me from there. But family, like the family, obviously, still call me Little Said, P, Ceddy P. So it really ain't no preference, But I just, that's kind of like I guess you could say like a alter ego thing when I, kind of lock in. I get into that mode, when I'm out on the court and stuff.
Yeah. So let's speak about that a little bit. How old were you when you first picked up a ball?
Man, I don't want to sound cliche. It's a picture, actually, the picture that you drew. I don't even think I was walking yet, and I had a ball in my head.
Yeah.
So I honestly couldn't tell you exactly when I picked the ball up, but I just know for as long as I could, recollect that, ball has just always been a part of me.
Right. So, growing up, who was your favorite player?
Of all time is Allen Iverson, hands down. Like he was definitely, a spark for me, to not only, just pick up a ball and, try to chase my aspiration with it, but also being, unapologetically, myself with it,
Yeah.
like I say, people, sometimes put these athletes and these entertainers so high up and they forget that they are still humans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we all got flaws, we all got ups and downs, and so he was definitely a big inspiration with me in that case. And just, man, be who you are, you know what I'm saying? Whether that was from the cornrows, or speaking your mind, or even clearly the tattoos. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so like I say, that was definitely the main spark to me, wanting to be who and where I'm at today, but so all time, definitely him. Like that's who kind of, but not even kind of, that's who inspired me to be what I am today.
Right. So, just thinking about when we was growing up. So, y'all, this to my audience. This is my first cousin, but he's more like my brother. Really
Hmm.
is my
Hmm.
brother. And growing up, I have some Jordans or something, man, and you know, I let him maybe let him get a couple pair, man. I come
Uh,
home, man outside hooping in them, and
Oh my
it's
God. Here you go. There's something wrong with you, bro. You know
come on, man.
that?
Nah, but I
Something
remember
wrong.
one time we took you hooping with us, man, and me and Mel was doing a little dunk off, and you was on the video talking about good work, good work. You
Man,
remember that?
with them orange shorts on. I
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
I had the orange shorts on and the little what them J's was called, man? The six rings.
Oh, 6 rings.
Yeah, the six ring, the black was with all the colors in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was at the
So
Dub Zeros. It was one
yeah,
of them.
that might have been. I thought it was no, it was Dubs. That might have been Dub Zeros.
With all the colors, yeah. It was
Yeah,
Dubs, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So when did the passion for basketball come? I know what was the first school team you was on at North
The
Bayou?
first, yeah, the first like organized school team I was on was North Bayou, and then that same well that next school year, I had transferred back to Huddle, DF Huddle, and that was my first time playing like the Kappa League, and so I was doing both that and Kappa League and elementary ball, but my first school team was the not DF Huddle, North Bayou, and I ain't gonna lie, man, we was terrible. I think we won one game. It
Man,
was
who was
like
the
one.
coach?
Coach D, man, Coach D Williams, bro. That's my dog. That's him. I forgot. I keep forgetting to miss. It was an assistant, a lady. I can't call her name right now, but those were the coaches. And like I say, we was just out there having fun, but we were terrible. I think we maybe won one game. I think we beat Rosendahl. That was it.
Yeah,
We was like 1-20, and that's back when like elementary, used to play a lot of
a
games.
lot of
Like we had
games.
the Dare tournament at ALC and stuff. So
Yep.
it was a good bump back then. Now I think they only play like 7, 8 games, and it'd be a wrap. And like I said, it was just more competitive and stuff. But nah, that was the first team I played for. But I'll say the passion for it, bro. I honestly, I mean, obviously, we a basketball family. We grew up around it and stuff, and so and with me being the youngest and seeing y'all play sports and stuff, obviously, that's something that I wanted to do. As far as the passion for it, man, I honestly just it was just something that I always gravitated to. And like even in the midst of whatever I was dealing with at home or at school or whatever, that was just always a safe place for me. So and even like, when we used to go like to Uncle DeRoy's house and stay over the weekend and stuff, it was just always this little even as a youngin', man, it was always this little voice in my head, like, cause we'd be over there, we'd be up all night playing video games, on the trampoline or whatever. But it was always a
Hmm.
little voice that just be like, all right, you had enough fun. Let's go do this. And like Lil D Royce and Justin, man, they used to look at me crazy when I used to go to like the Martin Center at like 2, 3 in the morning to like like to work on my dribbles or shooting or whatever the case may be. And so I don't know, man. It's just like a crazy like I ain't even gonna say obsession, but it started at an early age, and I honestly can't tell you how. It was just if like I made it up in my mind that I didn't know that I was gonna be where I am today, but I did know that I wanted basketball to change my life.
Right.
And so it was never a doubt, that that was always the main thing. And like I said, I didn't know I would end up here. I didn't know, a ball would take me all the places that it took me, but I did know like that was my way of changing my life. And so however that looked, and obviously I'm pivoting off into some other stuff, for when, I am, done with the game of basketball. But without basketball, none of that would be possible. And so like I said, it was never a doubt like, I had to put all them eggs into one basket and I had to make it work. So like I said, and it came, like I said, it wasn't easy, it came with a lot of ups and downs, but with me it was just like, shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. So and that's just kind of how I always looked at it.
Right. So I remember growing up, you especially in junior high, you had an opportunity to play basketball and football. So
hmm
what made you gravitate all the way to basketball and just drop the football when you went to high school?
Um, well, for one, like I say, because the coach Will Cosby, he was trying to get me to play football the whole time I was injury high, and football, like it was cool to play around the hood and stuff, but that wasn't my sport. It was just something to do, and so he
Yeah.
really used to get like mad. He used to get mad, like bro, he used to be name calling me and all. I'm like, look, bro, I don't care. You can't make me play football, and
Yeah.
so seventh grade, Jim. Because, like, well, one thing he did say was like, in order to play any sport next fall, you have to go through spring training. And so, my sixth grade year, I went through spring training, killed it. And so, he was expecting me to play seventh grade year. I didn't play. And so, same thing, seventh grade year. Went to spring training, killed it. Then came back for my eighth grade year, and he was like, "Let me guess, you not playing this year or whatever." I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play this year. And honestly, it was really because like because that's when we started playing AAU as well. And so all my teammates was playing, and it's just like, all right, I'll play this one year. And so we actually was like really, really good. And I mean, like I say, I like basketball has always been home for me. But like I dipped and dabbed in other stuff. Like I played football, I played baseball and stuff. It was,
Huh?
I'm not gonna say, huh?
Baseball.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't
You
remember
didn't
you
know
playing
that?
no baseball, man.
Yeah, I played baseball, bro. I made all-stars and everything. We went down to Marksville. I ain't gonna lie, they put it on us in Marksville, dog. Oh, they did that, but yeah, nah. And I
Kind
don't
of
say
like that.
I ain't no All-American, like three-sport All-American, but I can do a little bit of everything. And so yeah, I made all-stars my first time playing baseball. I made all-stars, and I guess it's no correlation, or it's no coincidence that like the positions that I played, so like in football, I played quarterback, and in baseball I pitched. And I actually, when you first started, like when you was a new kid, they just throw you in the outfield until you played the outfield, whatever. And so I was, my first couple of games, I started in the right field. I wasn't getting no action, bro. And then it was one game, it was like a pop fly ball, caught it like far right field, and then gunned them out from right field all the way home.
Come
And
on.
so from there, yeah, from there, the next practice, like they seen it, they was like, and we just, playing like, I bet I could strike you out, da 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 da. And so man, I got up there and like bang, 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 straight down the middle, you know what I'm saying? And from there, like the coach was like, man, we're gonna let you pitch. And then the rest was pretty much history. And so, I mean, like I say, basketball was always that was always my go-to. But I feel like if I were to put the same amount of energy that I put into basketball, into football or baseball, I feel like I probably could have did something with that too. And so, and not saying that I would have been professional or anything, because again, I didn't know it never was a doubt, but I didn't know I was gonna be professional in basketball neither. But yeah, so it was cool. It was cool. And so I played in junior high, I played football in junior high. And one of the main reasons, like I say, I like to throw the ball. Nigga, I'm not trying to scramble. I ain't trying to run. I ain't all of that. At the time, both of the quarterbacks that played with Peabody, they was on they Mike Vick. I'm like, if y'all can't get no O line, you can count me out. Cause I ain't finna
Hmm.
be running for my life back there. Yeah, that was the decision, and it was clear as day. I'm like, and also too, like that was my second sport. And so I'm
Yeah.
not finna possibly, get hurt or get injured playing that, and that ain't even my main sport. And so I cut it off after eighth grade, bro.
Right. So transitioning into your ninth grade year at Peabody, you had a
hmm
breakout freshman year. Talk about that a little bit.
Mm. Um, yeah, man. I mean, so I say like my eighth grade year, like I said, we started playing AAU my seventh grade year.
Yeah.
My eighth grade year is where I kind of started like getting a little pub, and I got invited to some camps and stuff and did really well. And it was like I think nationals. It was the last tournament of the summer before I started my freshman year. Man, it was crazy. I had went crazy, and it was down in Florida. And from there, I got invited into the CP3 All American camp in Winston-Salem,
Yeah.
and went up there, man. Put on, and that's kind of when everything started to kind of just kind of took off for real. And so, but even still though, like Peabody, man, is still a a powerhouse. It's just still like one of those schools that you still got to get it out the mud and like ain't nothing given to you. And so my freshman year, man, we was at the end of the bench. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of my status and stuff, like I still had to create my buzz at this level, at the high school level. And so the first couple of games, like I say, we getting garbage minutes, freshman minutes. I ain't gonna say garbage minutes, but freshman minutes, we up big with a lead. We'll get in like the last, 3, 4 minutes of the game and show we could do and stuff. And then I want to say it was against Lakeview at home because we went up there like I think the first or second game of the season. They fried us. Like I think they beat us by almost 30 points. Like I said, that was kind of like a slap in the face, not just for me, but for like, the seniors on that team, everybody. Like I said, we shook back and then we played them again at home. And I want to say it was maybe like the sixth or seventh game. And that was my first game like that I actually got to get like some action in, like, some good bump. It wasn't like, at the end of the game. And I think I finished with maybe like 16 or 18 points, man, and we won. And from there, they kind of start implementing me and in the regular rotation and slowly climbing all the way up. And shoot, I want to say probably about district time when district started. Usually they start district around like January-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they ended up putting me in the starting lineup. But pretty much the rest was kind of history after that, and I just took advantage of each opportunity and yeah, that was pretty much it, bro.
Right.
That was
So
pretty much
was your
it.
freshman year, was your number always one?
Nah,
Y-
so my first 2 years, I was 30. I was
Yeah.
number 30. And then yeah, shout out Jay Black, man. I was number 30. And then they ended up retiring it. They ended up William McNeil because he wore that number when he
Yeah.
played at Peabody. And so they ended up
Shout
retiring
out to
for him.
William McNeil, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the
And
cat that I tell Mel all the time that clamped.
he clapped, man.
Not all the time, but he would give Mel a little run for his money.
Okay. Well, when they
Mm-hmm.
played each other in high school?
Mm-hmm.
And they okay. Wait, they just said,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I don't know why I thought he was older than me. Okay. But yeah, so they ended up retiring his number. And then and so I had to switch to a new number and that's when I got number one. And at the time, so back to the initial question about, my favorite player, like I say, of all time is always gonna be AI. But
Right.
it went from AI to Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
And so that was, the reason why I started winning number one because I was a huge, still is, like, still a huge Rose fan. And so, like I say, it was just that phase. And like I said, that's who I was pretty much, what I'm saying, watching every highlight, every move of. And so, that was the reason why I switched to number one. And from there, it went to Dame. And it still is Dame, which is why I went number zero. Part of the
Dame
reason why I
Dollar.
went number zero.
Yeah.
Dame Dollar, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So your junior year, y'all make it a deep
hmm
run. Did y'all make it to the championship game or the game before the championship?
We made it to the semifinal game.
Semifinals.
hmm
So kind of walk me through that game, that little heartbreak a little bit.
Yeah, so we ended up playing Wasserman, and we didn't really know much about Wasserman, and we kind of
This
counted our eggs.
2016.
2016, yeah,
Yeah,
and
your junior year.
we kind of counted our eggs before they hatched, but not really. Like I said, we just didn't really know much about them, and we was already like as a team and stuff. We was already kind of planning on, because on the other side, we had the winner out. I think University Lab, and it was somebody else, maybe like St. Louis Catholic or something. I don't know, but we was already planning for that game, because like I
Mm-hmm.
say, we didn't really think much of them, which, is a lesson. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, they came out, man. They put up a fight, and it went down to the wire. And we had a chance. We had a chance to oh, not win it. We was tied up. We was tied
Yep.
up with like maybe 9 or 8 seconds left. And we had the ball, obviously no shot clock on. So we pretty much got the whole 9 seconds. And we draw up a play, man, and it go south or it goes away. Like I said, at the end of it was supposed to be a two-man game on the far side with an empty pick and roll with me and Kevin. And like I say, it ended up, taking the left turn or whatever. And so, which is cool, but we ended up taking a really quick shot, and they ended up getting the rebound, man, with probably like I want to say 4 or 5 seconds left. And then they get it to their guy, man, and shoot, I think like 2, 3 dribbles, and he launched that thing from half court. Ain't touched nothing but the bottom of the net. And I'm like, no way we just tricked that money off like that. Like I said, worst case scenario, we missed it. We get the last shot, we miss it, we go overtime.
Right.
But yeah, man. And so, like I say, right at that moment, I say, yeah, ain't no way I'm finna lose this next year.
So
Ain't no
before
way.
you, so how bad did that moment feel? Like, you know what I'm saying? Walk me through how that felt.
Like I say, it was more so of a lesson. I mean, obviously it hurt, especially like that
Yeah.
was the furthest I've been, in my high school career. Like that's the closest I got to the state championship at that time.
Right.
And so, but also, it was just like, and I mean, again, it's something that my mom always implemented, and to me, it's like, bro, it ain't never as bad as it seemed, and it ain't never as good as it seemed.
Yeah.
And so, that's just kind of how I try to look at stuff, when, stuff is, kind of chaotic, or, well, even when it's good, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. And so, that moment, like I say, he hit the shot, and I'm just like, with me, it was okay. Like it immediately, like just hit a switch to like, okay, next year I got one more
Hmm.
year. But like I say, it was a lesson analyzing, just like, okay, you never supposed to underestimate a opponent and stuff like that. But I just like I say, it just really hit a switch for me. Like, yeah, next year. And so that I think I maybe took a week, a week off, bro,
And
and I was right back at it.
what did you guarantee after that happened?
That we were gonna win and we was gonna be state champions. And it's kind of like one of them sweet revenges because, like I said, they beat us in the semifinals and then they go on to the finals and lose. And then that next year we played them in the
In the
finals,
championship.
in the championship, and it was like, obviously as a competitor, of course you don't want to beat nobody other than the team that put you out last year. But what's a better way to do it than beating them in the finals? So.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of like a last laugh type thing, but yeah, yeah, that's what I said. And again, obviously, you could kind of look at it and say it was far-fetched or it was too early or whatever, but I just knew what I was gonna do to myself that summer to prepare me for that moment. And so,
Yeah.
like I said, whether it was Wassman or whoever else, I knew whoever it was gonna be in that championship game, they was finna get every emotion, every feeling, every suicide, every sprint that I put in that summer.
Right. So where did that confidence come from, man? That you just felt it. You knew like you say, that was from all outside looking in, it might have been far fetched, but you knew something that was
hmm
inside of you, like, man, I guarantee you we winning this state championship. Where did that confidence come
Um, just man, because that what I'm saying. Like, it's not fluff confidence. Like, my confidence comes from, you know, putting in my work. You know what I'm saying? I trust my work.
from? Yeah.
So, it's never from a um, excuse my language, I'm never talking on my ass. Like if I'm saying something, that means I'm preparing myself for it. I'm not
Right.
just talking just because it sounds good. So like I say, it came from because I knew what I was finna do to myself. Like I knew I was finna put myself, through some fire. to, get over that hump.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it didn't have nothing to do with nobody else other than me. Like I said, I can't control what other people do in the summer, nor can I control what other people say. But I can control my approach, my actions, what I decide to, to live by. And so that's what my, and not even just with that, but just in life, that's where my confidence come from. Like I'm never, trying to sell a dream or, because it sounds good or in the heat of the moment. Nah, I know what I do in the summer to myself each and every summer. I know the work that I put in, and I knew for a fact that I was, and it's like, sometimes you can work so hard at some stuff, bro, and it still doesn't go your way. And that's just part of life, but I knew for a fact because I thought I was working hard and I still do, but it's like, okay, all right, now you gotta work even harder. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like you got a taste of it, you was right there, you seen what it takes. And so now after that workout, when I'm done and I'm gassed, yeah, go put up an extra 100 or yeah, get some extra sprints in because this is what you prepare for. You prepare for the game after the game when everybody tired and when everybody gassed and when everybody fatigued. Now this is where you show up at.
Right.
This is where like you kick it to another notch. You know what I'm saying? You kick it to another level. Because like I say, when it's the start of it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody front runners, everybody in good shape, everybody energy up. But nigga, as the game going on and it's punch and blow and blow, how can you sustain that?
Right. Did you know at the time that was a pro's mindset?
Ah,
Yeah.
I did. And I mean, like I say, man, I grew up obviously, like I say, watching AI, watching Cole, you know what I'm saying, watching, Rose, watching the greats, and again, I didn't know also too, like I said, I didn't have a lot of the access to the things that I have now or to the things that the kids have now. So
Yeah.
man, I just wanted it to be the best version of me, however that
Right.
looked. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't know that was a pro's mindset, but I just knew, I feel like that was just, to me, that was like the only mindset to have. Like it was like a common sense thing. Like I got this close and I just lost. Yeah, you
Right.
damn right. I'm finna kick it to another level. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, it was never, damn, well, that's the furthest we gonna get. All right, whatever. Like it was never that for me. Like, nah, I'm finna go do this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
However it play out, it play out, And like I said, that's not just with sports. I feel like that mentality and stuff, it just came from life and the way I grew up and, some of the stuff that, I had to go through and get over and stuff. So it was never just like you hit a wall, you fall down seven, you get up eight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was just the mentality of you figure it out, find a way.
Right. So you get to the state championship game. It's Waspin versus Peabody.
Hmm.
Walk me through that moment.
Oh, bro. Well, actually, my senior year, and again, man, Louisiana ain't nothing but this big. So everybody, got their little jabs at, who they want. So we actually played Wasserman at the beginning of that year.
Yeah.
Like I think the third or fourth game, we played them
Yeah.
in a tournament,
Tournament.
showdown at the lake in Lake Charles. And so the who was putting the tournament on, we played them like out the gate, like the first game of the tournament. And man, when I tell you, I came out with it on my mind. Like, cause like I say, I had a bitter taste in my mouth. And so literally
Mm-hmm.
this whole summer it was to destroy everybody, most importantly to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, man, I think I finished with like 39 or something like that, like 39 and 8. I was blacked out, bro. I was blacked out. Like I wasn't seeing nothing. Like I was just going. So, and what's crazy, I did all that and they beat us by 1 point. They beat us 81-82. Again,
Man.
we made another bonehead play at the end of the game. They come down because we was up. I was literally, like I said, it's no shot clock. So we were up. They have to foul. And I think we was up 81-79. And so literally it's like 15 seconds left. All we gotta do is dribble the ball out, man. And so um I come down, I got the ball or whatever, I'm in control of the ball. And so obviously they blitz, so they come trap. I hit it to the middle to our power forward at the time, and he shoot a three. Why? I can't tell you. He shoot a three. We missed. They get the rebound. They come down. They get an and one. Ball game.
Come on, man.
Man, so like I said, that wasn't
Yeah,
nothing but that
yeah,
was just more fuel.
yeah.
So I'm like, bet. I'm like,
So
you need to
that
be my
built up
best
to
punch.
the championship. That was the last time
Mm-hmm.
y'all played them, the beginning of the season. So we at the championship game. We at the dome. I mean, we at
Mm-hmm.
Lake Charles. I remember me, Mel, Uncle DeRoy's, Allie, Lovey, man. We was everybody loaded up, bro. And we
Mm-hmm.
was everybody was man said in the championship game. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so it's game day. It's game tip off. Walk me through that, man.
Uh, and also too, like this, this is my first time playing in the championship game, in high
Right,
school.
right.
So I feel like, and even still to this day, like there's a difference between being anxious and being nervous about something. You know what I'm saying? And so obviously, I was anxious. I was just ready to go out there and do it. But also, like I said, it wasn't, nerves or anything of that nature because again, I built up the confidence over the summer to put myself in this position. So it was just like go out and do what you've been doing all year. And so literally, man, from the moment the ball went up, like I say, they got the last two. You're not gonna get this third one. So yeah, and so I like from the moment it went up, bro. Again, it was just one of the moments I was blacked out, and that was one game where I was like, and again, I usually don't like I'm not a very emotional person on the court or like, what I'm saying, talkative person or I don't know exactly what the word is, but it was like that game, I'm like, y'all gonna literally have to take a limb off me before y'all win this one. Like I
Yeah,
am not going. I'm not going and I'm letting y'all know I'm not going.
yeah,
And so yeah, and that was it, man. And so we tested their wheel out there, bro. And I think we ended up, I think it was maybe like a 20 or 30 point win.
yeah,
And so, like I say, it was just one of them sweet revenge, last laugh type of win, man. And it felt good. It felt good, man. And even in that moment, too, though, it was like, okay, you got your get back, you won. Now what's next?
yeah.
So, like, immediately, like I said, after that, it was like, okay, now you got to basically build all that up again and get ready for college.
Right.
So,
And I remember that moment. That was 2017.
mhm,
You had a lot of schools coming after you, man. I remember SMU and all these other schools. You can name
mhm,
all the names, but I remember. So
mhm.
walk me through that a little bit. Like, what made you choose UL Lafayette?
Um, well, so my very first college offer was LSU, and so I was actually committed to
Yes.
LSU. Yeah, I
Didn't
was
you
committed to the.
commit? You committed to them
Yeah, I committed
first?
to them
Yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah,
freshman.
yeah. As a
Yeah,
freshman,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so from my freshman year all the way up until my senior year, I was committed to LSU, and the only reason I decommitted was because at the time the coach was Johnny Jones and like I said, I still talk to Johnny Jones to this day. And so but he had like kind of a rough year with like some really good, prospect guys. Like that's when he had Ben Simmons, Antonio Blakeney, Brandon Simmons, all those guys. And so and they didn't make the tournament that year. And so like I say, SEC, Power Five school, like it's, especially with those type of, those caliber guys, they expect you to win. And so the only reason I decommitted was because I, figured that they was probably gonna fire him. And I told him, I'm like, if you still the coach when it's time for me to sign my national letter of intent, like I recommit back, because at the time this was when once you sign to a school, even if they fire the coach, you still owe the school the
Got it.
commitment.
Right.
And so just to kind of, save myself, so I don't get caught in, playing for somebody that I don't know, I had opened my recruitment back up. And so yeah, man, and so how it came about initially, I wanted to go to NC State. That's where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So Because I mean, I was like Duke was my dream too. So NC State, obviously, you got a home and away with Duke every year, and that was the closest that I got to that. To Duke. You know what I'm saying? That was the closest offer that I got to for us, like conference wise. And so, me and one of my AAU teammates from Baton Rouge, we was actually going because they wanted us as a package deal. So we actually was going to commit. I think we had a call with them like on a Monday or something. And we was gonna meet, and so after we finished got off the phone with them, me and him got on the phone. We sat down, talked about it, and so we was actually finna commit to NC State. And then literally, I think it was like Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, they fired the whole entire staff, like the whole
Wow.
entire. And so this was the year that what's the name was there, and he had a great year. He still went on to the league, but like I say, as a team, it wasn't the best. But this the year Dennis Smith was there.
Yeah, Dennis Smith
Smith.
Jr. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, and so, like I say, man, we was really, gearing up to go there, and then they fired that whole staff. So it was like, all right, to square one. And so I still had like some other schools. I had like Baylor, had Texas Tech, had U of H,
Yep.
which U of H wasn't what they are today,
Mm-hmm.
but they were still in the American Conference at the time. I had interest from Texas. SMU, so I still have some good, some pretty good offers on the table, Marquette. And so, to be completely honest, bro, UL was not even in my top five.
Right.
And so, but I'm glad I decided to do it this way because, this is when you only got five official visits to go visit to schools, your five schools. And so before I did that, I did in-home visits, you know what I'm saying, with the coaching staff for them, like, to come to me. And so, and I feel like that was going to let me know, who was serious about me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you could, come to Louisiana and, show me that you invested in me. And
Right.
so, I ended up doing one with VCU, which was,
That was
at the
Shaka
time,
Smart.
nah, that was, Will Wade.
Wait. Yeah,
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 that
yeah,
was
yeah,
Will
yeah.
Wade. And so
Yeah. Sure,
him
right.
and his assistant, they came to Peabody. So and we sat in Coach Smith's office. And so we did a home visit with them. We did a home visit with LSU because Johnny Jones, he was still the coach at the time. Like literally, I think they ended up firing him like right before the season. So
Yeah.
right before National Signing Day, something like that. But we did an in-home visit with him. Um who else we did? It was VCU, LSU. We did, was it, I think Texas Tech, and then we did UL.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like the entire time, like I say, I was talking, like I was keeping in touch with the UL staff, Coach KJ and them and stuff, and Coach Marlin, but I never was really considering UL. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, and I tell kids, today all the time, man, going to college, and I mean, I know it's a different game now with the NIL and stuff, but still you want to go. It's like picking, a girl. Like you don't mess with a girl that like you, or you gonna mess with a girl that love you. And so, like
Right.
I say, man, they made me a main priority, man. And so I did a home visit with them, and like I say, everybody else they came in and they made their pitch, but with UL, it was like they had it planned out to a T, like a 4-year plan of what they see and and how, what trend, that I can be going. And this at the time where they just put, Alpha Payton in the league, so they done it before. They had the recipe to it. And so and I'm thinking about it, man. And so like now, they didn't caught my attention. And obviously, like I say, man, the that's the appreciation factor is what's most important to me. Obviously, like I say, you can go to this name or this school, but it's like, okay, yeah, you here, but are you playing? I'm saying, are they
Right.
taking care of you? Are they allowing you to play to your mistakes? Are they allowing you to grow as a player? And so with them, they made sure, that I was taking care of both on and off the court. What I'm saying? They allowed me to be the player that I grew to be. What I'm saying? And so for them, like I'm always grateful for those guys, grateful for Coach Marlin and that entire staff, really that entire city, man. Like that's a
Right.
second home for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Lafayette would always hold a special, special place in my heart. And so anytime obviously when I come home, I always, try to, make my way down there. Not even just to see the coach, 'cause I don't even think the coach is there anymore, but just to see
Yeah,
like, the people who, worked in study hall with us and worked at the cafeteria. Like I said, that was literally like a home away from home. Like that's why I went from like a teenage boy to a man.
right,
So forever grateful, for the city of Lafayette and, for UL, man.
right. So last year we had Coach, the Hall of Famer Coach Smith, on the show, and
Hmm.
I asked him some of the players that he coached. What were some of his favorite players, man? And you came up, and the words he used was, "You was a student of the game." And so I
Hmm.
just want to touch back on that and just say, what was it like playing for Coach Smith? And just like you say, the program that he built, and you was
Hmm.
a part of one of the best championship teams he had. So what was it like playing for Coach?
Oh man. It was great, bro. And I mean, like I say, we love each other up and down, man. But which I feel like that's how it's supposed to be with any. I'm not gonna say star player, but with any, like when you're the guy on the team and you have a coach of that nature and of that stature, it's like you gonna butt heads, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So we butted heads a lot. But like I say, it was never like personal. It was always because, like the words that he used, like I used to like study the game so much and I see some stuff or, and we like again, we will always get on the same page with stuff. But nah, man, it was great. It was great. And also too, like I said, he was my math teacher too. So I and was saying I butt heads with him in practice and then I finna have to go right back to him in the morning.
Yeah,
It was great, man. And even like I'm saying, like even after math class and stuff, me and him going over plays or like we dissecting scout or we trying to come up with new plays, like new little wrinkles out of the plays that we have because guys are guarding us a certain way and stuff. It was great, man. Like it was almost like a like a father son, type of relationship, man. Like we were that close, we had that close knit bond, man. And we still do, you know what I'm saying? Like he actually this was probably because I wasn't back and I was still in Germany and he had called me and stuff and we was on FaceTime for about 20 minutes just running it, man. And so yeah, that's my guy. That's gonna always be my guy, man. I ain't got nothing but love for coach and like I say again, him believing in me and him allowing me to grow and grow through my mistakes and grow just physically from 14 to 18, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
hmm
I wouldn't, what I'm saying, be the player and possess the confidence and the respect I have for coaches if it wasn't, for him, allowing me to do that. And so like I said, I'm always grateful for coach and obviously anytime I'm back in town, I try to same like when I go back to UL, I go back to Peabody and try to, see, everybody there and 9 times out of 10 when we're in the gym, he's gonna come in there. So, we get to run it and catch up and it's like I said, it's always great.
right. What was it like when you found out he was going into the Naismith Hall of Fame?
About damn time, because he should have been in there.
Right, right,
He should have been in there, man. I ain't no other high school coach has done the things that coach has done, from winning to you know, championships to, like I say, being named the coach of the All-American game multiple times,
right.
coaching the Jordan Classic.
Jordan
Like,
Classic.
yeah, come on, man. Ain't nobody, especially, from Louisiana, but even, like I said, the high school level period, ain't no other coaches really have done that. You know what I'm saying? He's literally in the league his own. And again, he could have went and coached college or, had professional jobs offered, but he's more about, like you say, he's more for one, his main purpose is, grooming and shaping young men.
Young men. Yeah.
Like the player and stuff come after, that's why he is who he is, because that's his main goal, man, is to, like I say, shape young men and to for them to not only better their self, but better, their future and, the future for their families. So like I say, man, again, it was with me. It was just about time, man. Like I said, all the basketball stuff is extra, but to know him as a person, that supersedes anything, on the basketball.
And I think it's like, Ellick, a lot of times around here there's a small mindset, but I
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think it couldn't have helped happen to a better person. Like, man, the
For
man went into
sure.
the Hall of Fame with Chauncey Billups, Vince Carter. These people we done watched our whole life, and Coach
Hmm.
Smith is in the Hall of Fame class with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
Simone
dope. That
Augustus,
was
man, it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, that was dope, bro. And I mean, that's one thing he preached to us too all the time. It's like, man, good things happen to good people, And so he's one of them good ones, bro. And
Yeah,
so, like I said, he rightfully deserved it. And again, like I say, it was about time that he got the recognition that he has.
yeah. So I remember that year, man. That was unfortunately that was the year Grandma passed, and I
Hmm.
remember. But when you did your signing to UL, she was there when the news
Hmm.
came and stuff. And I remember that
Hmm.
little video we had of that little woman. Uh, Grandma Clyde was a trip, man.
Nah, with that little shades on,
Yeah,
with that shades on, nah, for sure. I remember it, dog. I remember it for sure.
I'm just glad she was able to be a part of that moment, man.
Nah, for sure. Like I say, I'm glad she was able to be there too, bro.
Yep. And then that transition to the birth of CJ.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, because we won state like in March, like
Yeah,
around my birthday, and then CJ was born in April. And then I
yeah,
think, yeah. Cause he was a baby. Yeah,
yeah.
he was like a couple of months old.
Hmm. So did that play a factor too? With you being close for your son to go to UL?
For sure. For
Hmm.
sure. And, obviously, again, this was kind of still in the, I guess you could say, 2000s era, of college basketball. So,
Right,
obviously when you going into college and you have a child and stuff, some of that still, in the back of your head, you don't want to scare schools off with that, and so
right.
and that was one of the reasons why I chose UL too, not one because it was close, but also two, like they embraced that, like they was willing to help me with that, and they understood. Again, that's why I said they allowed me to grow not only as a player but as a person and as a father,
Yeah,
so like it'll be some times where I have CJ during the week or the weekend or whatever, and he would be right there doing in scout with us, you know what I'm saying, watching video with us, So like I say, and my head coach wife actually, when we had practice or something, she'll, babysit and watch him and stuff. And so like I say, man, when you have people like that who genuinely care about you as a person,
right,
you don't want to take that for granted. And so like I said, that was one thing that really stuck out to me with them, which is why I decided to go there, and I'll make that decision 10 times over to go there.
right. That was a perfect fit for you, man. I remember coming to those games, just
Hmm.
happy to take that trip up the road, to see you play
Hmm.
ball, man, and just to watch you blossom from a high school star, and just like you say, you had to rebuild yourself all over again for college, and just
Hmm.
what you became came on that college floor, man. It was just awesome to watch.
Man, again, like I said, I owe that to every coach that helped me, that was there on the staff at UL, man. Like I say, from really, like I say, from the lifting with our strength coach to the film study with our assistants to the workouts, the late night workouts with our GAs and everything, man. Like I say, all of UL, man, all of Lafayette, that is because of them, And I mean, obviously, I still had to show up for it, but it's because of all the helping hands that I had around me to allow me to grow to that player.
So let's see. Fast forward to I guess your senior year,
Hmm.
and you had an extra year eligibility, right, because of COVID.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so you had a couple schools you could have went to as well. So you chose Ohio State. Walk me through that.
Oh yeah, man, I did. Like I said, I was coming off of an incredible year, my last year at UL. I think I was like I wasn't 50, 40, 90, but I was close. I was like 50, 40, like 87 or 88. And I was averaging like, I want to say 19 and like four at the time, like three assists. So, like I said, it was a really good year. I was like second in like player of the year votes and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, man, I was first team all Sun Belt. So it was a really good year. And so I had a lot of, good opportunities on the table. Oklahoma, Marquette, Florida, Texas, U of H, Texas Tech, St. John's, like Georgetown, FSU. So I really had a lot of good, UCLA. I had a lot of good stuff on the table, man. And I honestly, bro, I honestly didn't plan on transferring at all. I really was debating if either I was gonna come back or if I was gonna go pro. And so and at the time, um and I had went through like the draft process and stuff and submitted everything that I needed. And so at the time, and I mean again, it was, just like the pre-mock draft stuff, but at the time they had me going second round to the Pelicans. And I mean, like I say, the Pelicans, they was pretty much at all our practices, throughout the summer and, the beginning of the year and stuff. And so they always had a scout there, to watch and stuff. And so yeah, they had me going second round to the Pelicans. And so I really, like I said, I wasn't planning on leaving anywhere. I think this was like, bro, because like I said, I ended up getting in the portal literally like a day or two before it closed. And so this was maybe like the end of, like I said, I went through the whole summer with UL. So this was like the end of the summer, like I want to say the last week of July, maybe. No, 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 last week of June. And so a guy, one of the coaches, he was a coach at Louisiana Tech at the time, and this is when I was
Mm-hmm.
coming out of high school. And again, he's just a solid guy, like I rock with him, man. And so and again, I took an unofficial to Louisiana Tech. And I mean, if you ever been to Ruston, like ain't nothing up in Ruston, man. But like I said, I rock with him. And so I took the unofficial just out of the strength of him and stuff. And we kept in contact, throughout the years of me being at UL and stuff. And so fast forward 4 years later, because like I said, he was recruiting me heavy out of high school. So fast forward 4 years later, and he gets the assistant job at Ohio State. And so he he wanted us for real, And so he hit me on Instagram and was like he sent me like the eyes or whatever. And so and like I said, at this time I ain't planning on going nowhere, but when he hit me, I already knew, what it was. And so like I said, we ended up exchanging, I got his new number and stuff. And so we was talking it up and catching up and stuff. And so he kind of like mapped it out for me, man. He mapped it out for me. Pretty much like what the rotation's looking like what's the possibilities. And like I say, on paper, it looked like the right decision. Like it couldn't have been drawn up no better. So at the time they had like a guy who was similar, like my size, my height. And he had declared for the draft. And like I said, the previous year he averaged like I want to say 13 or 14 points. And like I said, that's the Big Ten. The guy that's pretty good at that level and stuff.
Yeah.
And he played pretty much the two positions, so we played the same position. And so yeah, and so he, put his name in the draft and stuff. And so obviously, like if he would have came back, then obviously I would have stayed, where I was, but he decided to keep his name in the draft and go all the way through with it. Like I say, on paper, it kind of made sense. Like they was returning EJ Liddell, which who was, you know, I think I think he was preseason all Big Ten team, like, four man. And he actually ended up being like I think third team All American that year. But, it was returning him. We had a point guard coming in for Penn State. And then we had a five man that was, currently there, like 8-8 guy. And then everything else is kind of wide open. And
Yeah.
so like we had some freshmen, we had some transfers, but and a bunch of young guys. So like I say, on paper, it was I felt like it was the right decision. And yeah, man. So I go up there and literally, like I say, because I was finishing my degree, because
Yes.
obviously I wasn't like I told them like if I can't graduate before I can transfer, then I'm not transferring because I was already close to graduating. I think I only needed like 21 hours or something. And so I'm like, if I'm this close, like I'm not finna transfer and lose credits and, possibly, have to take more stuff. So I'm like, if I can do that, then I will graduate. And so I think it was like the first time in UL history or in athletes history that like I think I took like 24 hours in the summer, bro. And so which is kind of almost unheard of. And so and I had to do my internship and stuff. So I wasn't able to go up there in the summer. So I was doing my internship and like I said, graduating. So I literally got up there like maybe 4 or 5 days before school started.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously, you know what I'm saying, I got ground to make up, I gotta catch up or whatever, whatever. And so but literally, like I said, I was still training, I was still in my regiments and stuff. Like I said, I wasn't like far, I wasn't behind, just more so behind with the system and stuff like that. And so yeah, I get up there, man. And so for the first little week or so, I wasn't clear because you gotta go through like the physicals and all that
Physical, all
stuff.
that.
And
Yeah.
so like I said, I was pretty much chilling like the first little couple of practices and stuff. Like I still go shoot at night to, work out, with the assistant coaches. But for as like any type of contact stuff or physical stuff, I wasn't doing. And so, man, I want to say this was like our first, like my, well, not our first live practice, but my first live practice. And I want to say this is maybe like this was still maybe it's about September because it was probably like the second or third week of school. And man, hit the ground running like off the rip. And I mean, again, that's just the mindset I went up there with. Like I didn't go up there with like because let me rewind. I didn't even take like no visits or nothing, to the schools that's recruiting me, and they
Mm-hmm.
was they was trying to, but I'm like. Look, man, I'm not no freshman, you ain't gotta sell me on nothing, like I'm coming to do a job and that's it. Like I said, I'm only gonna be here 8.5 months. Like that's the mindset that I went up there with. And so when I got up there, bro, that's exactly what it was. And so that first practice, man, I let them have it, dog. And so we had scouts at that practice. We had I think it was Sacramento, Denver. And then, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's some more. But I remember Sacramento, I remember Denver, I remember Toronto, New Orleans, and it was a couple of more. And so, like I say, man, that was my first time playing live, and really that was the first time like any of even the guys on the team seeing me play like in person.
Right.
And like I say, man, literally hit the ground running. And so it was like I said, a great first practice for me and stuff. And so after the practice, like the Sacramento coach come up to me and was just like, "Man, like you looking good out there. I feel like you and EJ gonna complement each other, well this year." He was like, "Man, we've been following you, since you was at UL and stuff, and so we looking forward to a big year out of you guys." And so, and like I said, at this time, I'm obviously sometimes seeing is believing. So. I'm like, I didn't even know I was on y'all radar, you know what I'm saying? I see New Orleans every day. So that in my head, I'm thinking New Orleans in the Pels, whatever. So that was definitely, good to hear, and to, let me know that I'm doing what I need to do, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so yeah, man. And so like I say, the whole preseason was good, man. And then literally it was like once the season started, bro, like bro just went like a whole different direction. Just went a whole different direction. And so uh yeah, and it was kind of like one of them things where it's like you ain't really got no control over it.
Right.
And so I definitely say as a man, like as a grown man, and like in my grown body, that was probably one of the toughest things that I had to get through, like mentally, emotionally. It was kind of like seeing everything that you work for right here. it's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's being taken away from me, but it's just like because of whatever reason, it's like it's not playing out like that.
Right.
And so, yeah, bro. And like I said, it was tough. And what I honestly think is that like they didn't expect me to be as good as I was when I came. Like they just thought, oh, he from a mid-major school, he scoring a lot of points, but whatever, whatever.
Right.
Nah, because I mean, and then again, you can fact check, but all my best games was against Power Five schools. So
Right.
like TCU, you know what I'm saying, Ole Miss, Arizona State, LSU, Clemson. When we played them games, you know what I'm saying, that's when, my best games came out of,
Right.
and so, and again, it's a lot of guys, and not just me, but it's a lot of guys who, sometimes get slighted by that stuff because they chose to go to a mid-major. I chose to go to this mid-major for one because of, the convenience and, what, how they made me feel and how they cared about me, but it wasn't because lack of,
Right.
you know what I'm
That's a
saying? And so,
difference. Yeah.
exactly, and so I feel like, they kind of, again, they didn't expect me to be as good as I was when I got there. And and again, like I say, the most frustrating part of it was that when when the recruitment process and stuff, like if you get on the phone and tell me, yo, look, we only got 10 to 12 minutes available for you, blah, 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 and I hang up and I still decide to come, okay, cool, that's on me. Now I just got to
Mm-hmm.
deal with it. But don't get on the phone saying, oh, we got 27.
Mm-hmm.
We just lost our other guy to the um to the draft and stuff. And so now I'm saying, don't get on here, trying to sell me something. Like tell me
Yeah.
the truth. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, that was my biggest thing. It's just like, they basically just lied. And
Yeah.
so, and again, it happens. Like I
Right.
say, again, you fall down seven, you get up eight. So,
You
like
definitely
I
met some
said,
adversity. Um, but the highlight of the season, not one of the highlights of the seasons, was the game against Duke. And
mhm.
so how was that, man? How was that? We all watching. We all I getting calls. I'm getting, bro. That was one of the best games. You know what I mean? And then that's Coach K last year. So
Yeah.
how was that, man?
Well, again, man, like I say, Duke was my dream school,
Right.
And so and I honestly feel like I may have, could have gotten like interest or offer, from them maybe if I just got the chance to play in front of him, but I never did. Cause like, Duke is a Nike school. And so he used to always go like to the Nike events, and so I played in AAU, I played Under Armour. So
Yeah.
we just never, our paths never crossed. But yeah, man, that was definitely like kind of a surreal moment, for one to be able, to share a court, like I say, that's kind of he's like one of like Coach Smith at the collegiate level, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, yeah, man, it was definitely kind of surreal to share the court with him, but also too, just the whole dynamic of everything. Like I think the week before that we had just fell out of the top 25 because we lost to Florida on a buzzer beater, and
Yeah.
they weren't ranked at the time, so we just fell
Yep.
out the top 25. And Duke just moved up to number one because they was
Yep.
undefeated at the time. They just beat Gonzaga, and so yeah, bro, like just the whole build up to it, and like I say, man, um, from the moment I stepped out on the floor, I was just locked. And I mean, and again, I'm always motivated to play, but that was like extra motivation. Like I was ready, and again, I didn't even know, because like I say, when the season started, bro, just kind of went a different direction from me. So I didn't even know that I was gonna get to play, that amount of minutes or whatever. But I knew when I did get out there, I was finna do my thing, and
Mm-hmm.
so I just needed the opportunity, and so. Yeah, man, from the moment I got out there and like I say, that first shot went down and the rest was pretty much it was history. And again, like I say, I say that, and I mean, like I say, God, especially like from where we from, like it may look like impossible or like surreal, but it was like I felt like I was supposed to be out there.
You
Like it
was
didn't
ready
feel
for
like
the
I was out.
moment. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't feel like I was. Oh, I'm the kid from the Sun Belt, or no. I feel like I'm supposed to be out here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make everybody out here know and respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I didn't feel like I was out. So it wasn't a surprise to me at all. Like I said, I just really just needed the opportunity, and so yeah, man. But it was dope, bro. And the only thing I don't like about that game is that, like I said, they was number one at the time. So when we beat them, everybody rushed the court, so I couldn't even like go shake his hand after the game or
Right.
nothing. And so, but then
He
we ended
did
up
talk
do.
about you in the press game,
He
pregame,
did.
yeah, and post
Yeah, he
game.
did. And so when I go to do the media or whatever, and so it's like basically it's two sides to our media room. And so as he was walking out, I was walking in to do media. And so I was just like, yo, I like I said, I missed him. And so that's probably the most upsetting thing. Like I said, I didn't get to like, physically, just talk to him
Talk to him.
directly.
Yeah,
But yeah, he did, man. He showed love in the media room and in the interview, the post game interviews and stuff. And so that was special for sure. That was special.
man, that definitely was a highlight of me. Well, I was wanted to be there, man. I wanted to be there. I was supposed to come that day, but something
Yeah.
happened, man. But man, I was locked in, and that whole season, just from your whole college, high school, college,
hmm
bro, I was locked in. We was locked in, bro. And so
Nah, facts,
to
facts.
experience you, see you on that big screen, handling your business, it wasn't no better feeling, bro.
Nah, for sure, man, for sure. Like I said, that definitely was one of the funnest games I played in because I think that joint was sold out for real.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it was rocking. And then like you said, this is farewell tour, so it was jumping. It was
right.
jumping.
Now you've played 4 years at UL, but y'all never made the tournament. I don't think.
We had a really good opportunity to make it
Right.
my junior year, but COVID happened.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so no, and then my freshman year, literally, man, like because of the one bid stuff, because it's a mid major, we weren't able to make. We should have, because that was, I think, we had the most wins in school history. I think we was like 29-3 or 29-4 or something like that. Like we won a lot of games that year, and like I said, we won the outright conference and stuff. And so, but we lost in the Sun Belt tournament.
yeah.
And so, like I said, obviously, it's like if you win the tournament because it's a one bid league, that's how you get to
That's
the
how you
to
get.
the March Madness tournament.
Right.
And so, so my freshman year we didn't make it. My second year we kind of had like a okay year, and then my junior year, like I said, we had a really good chance to make it. But like I said, COVID happened, and like I said, we didn't have a good year that year, but we got hot at the right time. Like we
Mm-hmm.
got hot literally like right at the beginning or the end of conference and the start of like conference play. Yeah, conference playoff. And so we got, like I said, we was rolling, man. And then I think we was in Georgia because we had to play Georgia State and then Georgia Southern, and so we beat
Yep.
Georgia State, and then literally we drive down to Statesboro, we check into the hotel. And like I say, they was talking about it, but we like, man, they not gonna cancel the season. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the tournament about to start out, this and this and that. And then literally the next morning, like we go down for breakfast and stuff. And usually, like I said, they have the film and the little projector overhead stuff coming down, and like they ain't have none of that. And then coach was like, hey guys, like they canceled the season. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And so that, like I said, that was cut short because of that. And then my senior, like I said, we had a good year that year as well, but we ended up losing again in the tournament, and so we didn't get a chance to advance.
So when you finally got to the NCAA tournament, how was that?
Um, it was cool, bro. It was cool. Again, like I say, it felt like that was where I was supposed to be, you know? So it was like it wasn't like I mean, obviously it was surreal, but it wasn't like I wasn't like fanned out about it, you know, because
Right.
like I said, I just feel like, when when the lights are the brightest, like that's when I feel like I play my best, and so finally when we were able to make it and stuff, I think the first round we played Loyola Chicago, and like I
Yep.
say, it just felt natural. It felt natural, bro. It felt like I was right where I was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
definitely was a good experience, though. It was a
y'all
good
made it to the
experience.
round. How far y'all made it?
I think was it Sweet 16 or around 32 maybe? I'm not sure. I know we lost to Villanova that year
Villanova
though.
that year.
Yeah, they was good though, like I say.
Who
And
was
just
on? What pros was on that team?
Gillespie, I think he with Phoenix right now.
Yeah.
Caleb Daniels, he was with Miami. I think he ended up like tearing his ACL this past year though, but he was with Miami and then he moved to Brooklyn. Jermaine Samuels, he
Yeah.
actually got picked up. Yeah, he got picked up by the Rockets. And like I said, all three of them guys I've been playing against since I was like 12, 13 years old,
Yeah.
and so like the night before the game, Caleb, like I said, Caleb is from New Orleans, so Caleb hit me and he was just like, look, because me and Caleb, like I say, me and Caleb been battling since like seventh, eighth grade. And so he had texted me the night before, and he was like, "Look, bro, don't come out here with all that craziness." And you know what I'm saying? So just just a little sport talk, and so we went back and forth. And then, like I say, me and Colin, we was up at the CP3 together. Well, me, him, and Jermaine, we was up at CP3 together. And so we got to run it before and after the game and stuff. And so it's just crazy, like to hear, like because they was like, man. And again, like I say, I was kind of on the leash all year, but they was like, bruh, like we talking at the game, and they was like, man, like and we was trying to plan on like how to stop you, like and da 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 da. And I'm like, man, look, don't even get me started, bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, and so but nah, yeah, they was like I said, they was good. They was really good. And they was like we didn't match up well with them because like we played at the time, like I say, we had like a traditional five, like back to the basket five, and then obviously we have the four man, our three man was there, and then we had Kyle on the wing, and then same with our point guard. But like I said, that year they based in which and because that was I want to say either that year or the next year was Jay Wright last year as well, the
Yeah.
coach there. And so he even when Jalen Brunson and all those guys was playing there, like he always played for basically four guards and a stretch four man at the five.
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody on the court can dribble, shoot, and pass. And so,
Yeah.
like I say, it was a bad matchup from the start. It was a bad matchup from the start with how we were playing and the guys that we had out there on the court.
Right.
hmm
So
But yeah.
so all of that happened, and so you fast forward. You've been a pro in the European League. You've been a pro overseas for the last 4 years,
hmm
right?
Well, for like 4.5. So my first year pro, like I said, I had got a stint with the Rockets and stuff with Houston.
Yeah.
And then my first year overseas, I was in Serbia. My second year overseas, I was in Macedonia. And then yeah, my third year I was in Austria, and this year I was in Germany.
Germany.
hmm
So from what I've seen, like how was it this year in Germany? Because like I don't even look. I don't. It don't seem like you had any bad nights, like bad game. Like every game, you look like you going off.
Um, yeah, it was. I mean, and I feel like, well, not. I feel like I know that's part of the reason why I decided to resign with that team was because for one, like I say, they just in this business, man, like you cannot put a price on a peace of mind,
Right.
and I just
Right.
feel like that's in life in general, but more specifically in this business, like, it's hard to play when your head is clouded. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And like I said, when you get into a system and into a program and around a staff that trusts you and allow you to be you, and gonna ride with you good or bad, that's that's clarity, what I'm saying? That's peace, you know what I'm saying? Versus if you make a mistake, you looking over your shoulder to see if you coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to
Right.
play basketball like that,
Like that. Yeah.
so with this staff and this city and
And what's
this
the name of your team?
organization, Ryan Stars, Cologne
Yeah.
Ryan Stars.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so with them, man, like I said, I never had to worry about that. From the moment I got there, it was they welcomed me with open arms and allowed me to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? And allowed me to, play the way I play. And like I say, we didn't win every game, but also we didn't lose every game neither. And again, a lot of that was because of the confidence, not only the confidence that I had in myself, but the confidence that the team and the coaches and the staff had in me. And so, like I say, when you able to play with a clear mind, man, you able to go out and perform at a high level each night.
Right. Can't put a price on peace of mind.
Not at all.
So I know everybody want to play in the NBA, but like
Hmm.
far as you with your situation, you playing pro ball, you getting paid a good salary, and you like you said, you got peace of mind, you able to actual play. I know you'll
Hmm.
take this any day over just saying you in the NBA getting the bare minimum of getting a few minutes a game. So kind of talk to the youngsters coming up a little bit and just explain that.
For sure. And again, man, I mean, with this and just with life in general, it's all about perspective and it's all about what you want. And so
Right.
with me, like I say, I had opportunities to where I could go and, you know, even like I said with the Rockets, like, I kind of had to take a back seat to stuff. And even in Ohio State, same with that. But it's like, are you truly happy with that? Are you truly content with that? Like, are you willing to give up the whole reason of why you started playing this game and why this game was fun to you just to be, kind of like, okay, I'm just doing it because it pays me, or I'm just doing it because I'm in the like, you know what I'm saying? And again, like it's different strokes with different folks, bro. So, if that's what you want and you willing to do that and you willing to make those sacrifices or, those steps back or those steps forwards, like by all means, you know what I'm saying, go after it. But with me, it's like obviously at the professional realm, you get paid to play. Like this is our job. But I just like me personally, I love to hoop. Like I just love to hoop. I love the game of basketball. So if I can't be who I am to the game of basketball, like who I've been to the game of basketball my whole years of living since I've been playing, then what am I doing it for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like I say, with me, like I say, that's the thing, like with being at peace with it and being able to be who you are out there. And so, and again, I mean, you see it all the time, like guys who killed at the college level and killed at the high school level and all Americans and, whatever the case may be. And then you get into the league and now, you know, they role players or they, utility guy or whatever the case may be. And again,
Right.
that's not bad. It's like
Right.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not knocking that, but it's like, that's what they want to do. And again, like with me, like I say, I know how to play the game the only way I know how to play it. And so I'm at my best when I'm able to be able to free flow and be happy and have a peace of mind and do, what I know how to do, what I've been training to do my whole life. And so, and like I say, sometimes like that's going to align with the NBA, sometimes it's not, like, and then I feel like a lot, especially in this, business, it's like it's important to know yourself and to be, be real with yourself. And so it's like, okay, am I a better NBA player or am I a better overseas player?
Pro. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, again, it's about all what you're willing to deal with, what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to, take. And again, like I say, you can't put a price on a peace of mind. So with me, it's more about being able, like, that's where I'm my happiest when I'm able to be me. Like that's when I'm at my full fulfillment and I'm able to, be who I am on the basketball court. And like I say, right now, that doesn't align with the NBA. And again, I'm not saying that it won't, because I still have like talks with guys, and who knows, maybe some
Right,
opportunities open up. But also too, it got to be the the right opportunity, and the right fit, the right circumstances. Not, I don't want to go back to, possibly, making the image be like, oh, I made it to the NBA. Okay,
right,
then what?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Then what?
Hmm.
So, and again, like I said, it's to each his own, man. But like I said, with me, it's more about going where you love rather than tolerate it.
Exactly.
Cause the thing with the NBA, bro, is that it is a guaranteed new 60 people coming in every year. And it's the same with overseas too. Like I say, it's guys coming over, but like it's a guaranteed new 60 coming every year,
Every year. Yeah.
And so it's like, again, it's this business is fast, and so you got to strike while the iron is hot. And if it's like, if you say you in a G or on a 12, whatever the case may be, but you're not necessarily getting the reps you need to become a better player to get those actual game reps, then they just go scoot you to the side, next man up. So, and like I said before, you look up, you 2, 3 years in, and you still ain't got the reps you need to become a better NBA player. And so, I what I'm
Right.
saying. Again, everybody path is different. So it's just all about what you want to deal with, what you want to accept, and how you want to go about it.
Right. That's a great breakdown, man. I appreciate you taking the time to break that down.
For
Uh,
sure.
Recently, I guess about 2 or 3 years, you got to experience one of the greatest things that there is to experience, and that's being a girl dad. So talk about
Mm.
that, man. Little Miss Romy.
Oh my God, bro. That is, man, and I love basketball to death, but that is like, ah, that is like the best job ever, bro. Like,
Yes.
yeah, that is literally, she knows it too. She got me wrapped around all 10 of them. She know it, but nah, that is my baby, bro. Like that is literally my baby. Like we have so much fun together, and we just got such a good like chemistry with each other and stuff, man. Like I said, it's no feeling like, and that's something I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be a girl dad, man. And
Yep.
so, to have her is a blessing, and obviously like our relationship and just watching her grow, and both mentally and intellectually and physically and stuff is a blessing, bro. Like that is like I say, if anybody can make, and again, I'm pretty strong minded person, but if anybody can want me to get me to do something, it'll be her.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely be her. Yeah, that is literally my heartbeat, bro. That's my heartbeat, down.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Ain't nothing like being a girl
Hmm.
dad, man.
Man,
Homely
dog.
Grace got me wrapped 2 times, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Round
I'm
all
telling
the
you.
fingers.
I'm telling you, fingers, toes, everything, man. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's my baby, bro. That's my baby for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So once again, man, this has been Cedric Russell, pro, 4 year pro. We It's really been a great sit down, man. This is my first cousin, this is my
Facts.
brother, and we
Yeah.
always clowning and talking. Before I let you go, man, I gotta get you top 5 black movies, and yeah, let's go top 5 black movies.
Top
Your
five
top
black.
5,
My top five.
yeah.
Okay.
Shut up, still.
Oh man, okay. So one for me, and again, not even just because of my profession, but just all around, I feel like it's a great movie. The one for me, I gotta go above the rim.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
I gotta go above the rim at one. Um, Man, five? That's tough.
yeah.
Okay, two. Hey, we saying we just going black movies. We're not going just movies in general.
Nah.
Okay, okay. Two for me. I'm gonna have to go to Wood.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta go to
Lavinio.
Wood. Lavinio. Yeah. Oh, them ain't nothing. Go to school with my sister. Uh, yeah, Stacy. So yeah,
Don't
that's
say
two
my
for me.
name, homie.
Hey. So, yeah, okay, that's two for me.
Yeah,
We got three spots left, P. Um, hmm, three for me. I'm gonna go. I gotta go life
I
for
knew that
three.
was in that. Yeah,
I
you
gotta
know they
go
beat me
life for
down to my
three.
socks, bruh. It's a
I think,
classic.
man, that was for sure. I did damn it right. One of my toes is
Those
up
in
in
the
the bottom.
bottom, not over no
Nah, man.
cornbread, Ray.
Man. They finna get killed over there cornbread.
Man, come on.
Facts, man. So yeah, okay, I gotta go life for three. Um, four. Ooh, it's getting tight. Four. I probably gotta go. Mm, gotta go. Welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Come on, man.
I got to,
Hey,
bro.
I called gate on them, player.
Gay. Nigga say Monopoly.
Yeah. You read,
And
nigga?
like, bro, and it's so many like
Bro,
good ones in there, bro. You got Martin, you got Sid, you
yeah,
got
Mike
Monique, you got
Epps.
Mike Epps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got some people in there, dog. So
Mm-hmm.
that gotta be full. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe I gotta go back and look at it. It may not be that high up, but I just
Yeah.
watched it not too long ago. I just watched it, so it's fresh. Um, and then five. Uh, five is probably like between like Shaft. Well, no, Shaft not really a black movie. It's a
It
good
kind of
movie. It's not a
is.
black movie though. Uh, no, I ain't gonna go Shaft. Five, I had to say, is between Baby Boy,
Knew you was gonna say that.
between Baby Boy. Oh, I'm tripping. Actually, let's bump four down to five. Four down to five, and then fourth. What I said third? Life.
Yeah.
All right, we can keep life there. We're gonna bump four down to five. Four, we going Menace to Society.
Come on, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
tripping. I'm
yeah.
tripping. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. But
Yo,
that's
let me get
tough.
some
Picking
links with them
five.
grits. Yeah, the
You know what I'm
five,
saying?
bro.
Five is tough because you still got Boys in the Hood. You still got all the Fridays. You
Yeah.
still got all about the Benjamins. You got Bait. You got so many other good black
Yo, what's
movies,
popping,
man.
Kermit? You still got paid in full. Come on,
I'm
man.
not gonna. I rock with Paid in Full, but I don't rock with Paid in Full like that.
Don't
Like I
do paid
like
in
it as
full
a
like that,
movie.
bro.
I don't like it because of the backstory by it. Like I
Right, right,
don't like
right,
how
right,
it
right.
played out. I don't like.
Right.
Let me say that I don't like how it played out. I
Yeah.
like Paid in Full, but I don't like how it played out.
Yeah. Rico.
Um. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got. I mean, I don't know if you got served. That's a black movie.
You got served.
Is that a black
Hey,
movie?
yeah, it is.
Okay.
That's in your top.
No, it's not. No, it's not top five. But
And
I'm
you
saying
like
you
I ain't know
got.
you
I'm
like
saying
the
you still got.
Mario like that, boy.
Mm-mm. Nah, I'm cool. You got Stump the Yard,
Yeah, yeah.
Drumline,
Oh yeah, drumline, all
drum. I
that.
ain't drum. Yeah, I forgot about
ATL.
Drumline.
I don't want to talk to
ATL.
you, kick it with you, skate with you, nothing, man. You still
Yeah,
here?
but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not taking ATL before them other five though.
I got you. I
I
got you.
can't. I
Yeah,
can't.
that's a
You got
solid
South
little five, man.
Central.
Ray
Yeah, you got
Ray,
South
yeah, South
Central.
Central. It's too many, man. But that's a solid
It's so
five right there.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
what?
we got a call
Poetic
about a
Justice.
burglary. Yeah, that was about an hour ago.
Facts. He done Joe Fly before. You got Juice. Yeah,
Juice.
you got so you got
Yeah.
so much,
We
bro.
got some movies.
The the Wash.
Oh man.
Oh, nigga, Three Strikes.
Oh
Oh,
man.
nigga.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Folks
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even know about Three Strikes,
Those three
man.
strikes, man. Yeah.
Money Talks,
Classics.
Low Down Dirty
Low
Shame.
Down Dirty
Yeah, Mo
Shame.
Money.
Hey, Low Down Dirty Shame
Yeah.
kind of messed me up, bro. Recently, probably 2 years ago, me and Mel rewatched it, bro. So, I'm bald headed. So when I was growing up, you remember when Shame finally got clean? He shaved his head, the little music was on, Low Down Dirty Shame. Man, I rewatched it as an adult. The whole time, dude really just had like a toupee on. Like he was already bald. Like he really didn't get clean shaven. Go back and watch it. Like remember early in the movie, like that wasn't really his hair. So like when he shaved, he didn't really shave, and it kind of put a little damper on it for me.
He just took the
He
toupee
just
off.
took the little toupee off, man. Go back and watch it. All
Man,
time
that's
classic too. White
man.
Man Can't Jump.
Yeah. Six Man. Love and Basketball.
Yeah, the best
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, we had some movies, bro. Love Jones. I don't know if you know about Love Jones.
Yeah, I know. Come on, bro. Brown Sugar.
Come
Blue
on,
Hill
man.
Avenue. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I
Classic.
got all that. New Jack City.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Colors.
Colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go all day, son. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a
A
solid
solid
five,
five.
bro.
Yeah, you get going with them.
Soul Man. Ah,
Oh man, that's Mel and Pete favorite, one of their favorite movies right there.
man, them boys a fool, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Now I would say Bernie is at the top. When it comes to comedians, I got Bernie, Martin, Eddie, and whoever else.
Right.
But they're my top three.
I can rock with that. Bernie, Eddie, and Martin. I can rock with that.
And you gotta think about it. Bernie, Eddie, and Martin in life.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie in Above the Rim.
Yep.
Uh, Martin in Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Right.
Like I say, Menace is Menace. And what else I had? What was the second one?
You had
It was Above the Rim. It was Above the Rim. Life was third. Menace to Society was fourth.
I had to
I had
go
fifth
back.
and
What
second.
was I can't think of what you put
Oh,
it.
the Wood. The
Oh, yeah,
Wood.
the
The
wood,
Wood
the
was
wood.
second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what was fifth?
Hmm?
What was fifth?
Baby boy. I think you said baby boy.
Mm-mm. I moved whatever I said for fourth. I moved that down to fifth, and I put Menace to Society.
You gonna have
Dang.
make me have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said before, but yeah, either Eddie, Martin, or Bernie, damn near in all five of the movies
Yeah.
except for Menace to Society.
Like one of my favorite movies from Eddie, bro, is Boomerang. Like I don't know if you ever seen that baby, but that's an all time
Bro, what's
classic,
up
bro.
with you? I ain't never seen him.
But I'm saying like you was born like in the late '90s, so like I'm watching these movies as they coming out. You got to go back and kind of watch them. You know what I'm
But
saying? So I don't
I'm
know if
saying,
you actually seen them or not.
bro, Boomerang, How to Be a Player, like
Bill
Thin
Bellamy,
Line
that's my dude.
Love,
Yeah, yeah.
Between Love and Hate, nigga,
Mm,
Harlem Nights. That's
yeah,
another
hey,
one.
classic. Eddie untouchable, bro. Like this
Oh, for
dude
sure.
coming to
For
America.
sure.
Come on, bro. Come on,
Come
man.
on, son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Norbit, bro.
Hey,
Like
Norbit,
he good at playing multiple
the
roles.
characters. Yeah,
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 that's his thing.
yeah,
That's his thing, bro.
yeah. But man, once
Yeah,
again, this has been a great episode, man. We finally glad you got to come sit down, talk about your story, talk about, what I'm saying, some of the highlights of your career. From a brother
word.
to my brother, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Proud of you as a man,
Appreciate
a
it.
father.
Appreciate it,
Just
dog.
about, your mom is my favorite auntie of all time, bro. She, you know what I'm saying,
Mm,
and just to see it, the look on her face when she see how proud she is of you, bro, it's unmatched. You know what I mean?
that's
So,
hard, bro. That's
you know,
hard.
and recently,
That's
when you
hard,
came
man.
by, I got to ride in the Tesla. This cat
Go.
here, little
There
Tesla.
you go.
What's up, man?
What's up with you, bro? You cool?
Watch out, man. Watch. I'm cool on
You
you.
cool, bro? Is you cool?
But we started a little segment earlier this month just about shouting out some men that's killing it. Do you want to shout anybody out
Like that's just killing knowing like life.
in life? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, man. I shout out every man, black or white, that's trying, dog. Everybody that's trying. A trying man is a good man. You feel me? So
Right,
if you trying, man, shout out to you. Whether that's, with your kids, with your profession, with your health, with your wealth, with your woman, whatever. As long as you a trying man, shout out to you, dog.
right. That's beautiful, man. Personally, I've been a lot of men making an impact, but I just want to personally shout out from one of my coworkers, Gerald Duncan, man. You work hard, bro. You do a lot of things for your sons, your kid. Just want to salute you, bro, and just tell you to keep going, man. You know what I mean? So proud of you, and just proud to call you my brother as a fellow firefighter. Salute you, brother.
Fact. Shout out to my favorite Peabodyian of all time, Henry Pryor. Shout out Henry Pryor, man. That's my favorite. That's my favorite
Man, you
Peabodyian of all
love
time.
BB, man.
That's my dog,
That
bro.
boy is
I'm gonna
so
ride with him.
smooth. Yeah,
I'm gonna ride with him till the wheels fall off. That's my dog. Shout out B, dog.
yeah. Well,
That's
could
my
y'all?
dog.
We want y'all to continue to like, subscribe, and check out the podcast. And appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you.
Fact.
Them my beats.